Hey everyone, it's Hawkie, and today we're going to do a track guide around Tokyo Expressway East Clockwise. That was quite the mouthful to say, but let's get into the track guide. We're on board with Louis. He's using a previous season McLaren, so it might seem familiar to you. But as you'll know, or hopefully most of you should know, that this upcoming race at Tokyo is going to be a wet race. So obviously we're going to show you some dry laps first on board with Louis, and then towards the end of the video you're going to see a hot lap from Pedro in the wet weather conditions, so you can kind of see what it might be like during the race. So obviously take the braking points with a pinch of salt. You might be able to brake a little bit later, or you should brake a little bit earlier in the wet weather. And I always recommend in the wet weather, always try and brake in a straight line, and obviously brake a little bit earlier than you would in the dry, just to give yourself that bit more of a chance of making the corner. But talking about corners, we're going to get to our first corner here with on board with Louis. The brake markers are above your head on this track. As you can see, the 100 brake marker board is where you should be looking to brake, especially in the wet weather. And then you want to make it into the right hand side, close as you can to the wall, then out wide to the left hand side. Here you can do a slight bit of braking, as Louis is just about to show you now, and then it's over to the right hand side. It's just a slight bit of braking, just to slow the car down a little bit so you don't hit the walls. Around this track, as you can probably already tell, you are going to get close to the walls. Obviously get as close as you can, but try not to hit them, because obviously it's going to damage the car. But I'm sure obviously a few scuffs here and there won't hurt, but obviously as the damage, you don't want to pick up a lot of damage during the feature race especially. But around here you can pretty much keep it on full throttle if you're feeling brave, but obviously feel free to let off the accelerator a little bit to help the car turn. But here you want to look out for the 100 brake marker board. Again, in the wet, brake around this marker board. In the dry, you can maybe brake a little bit later, like Louis showing there, but it's into the left under the bridge, then to the right, then let the car bring you out wide to the left to go under this bridge here. This section again, you can keep pretty much your foot on the accelerator, as it's obviously just some flowing corners. Here you want to go into the right hand side towards the fence and then bring the car out to the left. Here it's depending if you're feeling brave. I'd probably suggest braking around the 50 brake marker board just to give yourself a bit more rotation in the car, but Louis doesn't brake here. He's then into the left, let the car run you out wide. Louis gets very close to those yellow and white barriers, but obviously if you brake a little bit beforehand that corner, you should survive it. But here, brake up the 100 board, maybe a little bit earlier or later depending obviously on the weather, but then it's into the right hand side, let the car bring you out wide to the left hand side towards the wall, and then it's bring the car over to the right to swing it back to the left for the penultimate corner. Here you just want to keep it on full throttle until you get to the final double corner coming up. This one obviously is quite hard, as you will be on full throttle, and especially in the wet weather you'll need to brake a little bit earlier, but keep it pinned until you get to this 150 brake marker board here. Again, you might be able to brake a little bit earlier or a little bit later. But braking here, slowing the car down, going through the gears, it's then in to the right hand side. It's a wide apex, these two corners here, so don't go all the way into the right hand side, don't keep it tight. But then let the car bring you out wide to the left, you can run over those red and white curbs there. And then here, it's just pretty much keep it on full throttle. You go underneath the tunnel and then crossing the finish line. But like I say, obviously around this track, as you can see, there are barriers, there are walls that are really close to you. So obviously be careful, don't try and get up as much damage as possible. Take it easy, and obviously just build yourself up to going full throttle through certain sections of this track. But as you join Louis crossing over the finish line, you're going to head over to Pedro and watch a wet hot lap. Hope you enjoy, and see you in the race.